Once our superiors would have been informed that the affected nation requests assistance, the assets that are desired to help affect this are brought into play. We also brought down some persons from Sedima, so that would entail briefing them as to the time that we are leaving and finding out what supplies they'll be bringing so that we can assign certain spaces on the ship for them to place their supplies. My executive officer, my second in command, and he would ensure that the vessel, through the subject matter experts, which would be the chief engineer and the coxswain, have the respective spares on board and other supplies to ensure that we can operate in theater for as long as required.
For the period of time that we are in operational theater, I manage the basic running of the ship in terms of the human resources and the management of supplies coming on and off the ship. Donations that would have been given to the Barbados Defence Force through the human resources element, donations that would have been handed over in terms of the HADR assistance to the affected persons that are affected by Hurricane Barrow.
How hard is it for you now? Because you have to, you're a responder, so you have to be here working. But how hard is it for you to work and then still see your family in that kind of position? And I know you probably want to dedicate your time to helping them or your neighbors or the people that you know. So
it's extremely difficult. And I consider myself to be a very strong person because I'm looking at my family cleaning up, and I just have to pass and look at them, not being able to lend a hand. Just have to pass and look at them. And when it's extremely difficult, I speak to my superiors in relation to those. You need some time. You need a little time. I mean, to come to grip. If everybody jail together, it mightn't be for long, but just for a little period to comfort each other, that is very, very extremely important.
What I find rewarding is seeing persons that would have been affected a little more comfortable. And as was explained to me by my point of contact here, she would have explained to me when we first brought the security forces here to the Ingburns of Carricou, that to have security forces on the ground to manage the day-to-day process of their moving supplies to the various affected areas and not having to deal with the constant bombardment of persons, to see her basically comfortable know that we are actually in theater, that would have been a very rewarding point for me.
But what Beryl has shown us is that regardless of the time frame within the hurricane season, a powerful storm is a real and present danger. And casting your mind back, a lot of these storms normally occur during August, September, so we tend to think that June and July are cool months. But as I said, Barbados showed us otherwise. Once the season opens, it's fair game. I would just like to impress upon Barbadians to take the season seriously, put your measures in place in terms of stocking up on your supplies. Also ensure that you abide by the building codes, make sure your buildings are as strong as possible, because the recovery period is not going to be like a week or 2 weeks minimum. It could be months, even going into years for some things. So take the hurricane season seriously, take your preparations seriously. Mother Nature is a very powerful element.